Double integrals over general regions are not easy, but there is a systematic approach to it. So here we have an double integral over triangular region D. The first thing you want to do is you want to write down equations for what's going on the various sides of D. So in this case, this line is y equals 2 minus 2x. This edge is x equals 0. And this side is y equals 0. Okay, so let's say we wanted to do this as an integral dy dx. So that means we want to integrate y first. So here's another copy of our region. So if we integrate in y, okay, y goes from the bottom curve to this curve. So that means that y is between those two values. All right, so we can write that down as the limits on y. Now, what values of x do we need? Well, in order to paint this entire region with these lines, okay, I start at x equals 0 and paint this line, and then I let x increase, and by the time I let x get to 1 here, I've painted the whole region with those lines. So that means that x goes between 0 and 1. And those are the limits on x. Now I have an iterated integral that I could just do. All right, now we might have also decided to write this as an integral dx dy. So we have to do x first and then y. All right, so now we want to go from this line to this line as we integrate an x. Well, this line is x equals 0. And on this side, I have to solve y equals 2 minus 2x. I have to solve that for x. So if you solve that for x, you get 1 minus 1/2 y. So I'm going from this line to this line, so x goes from 0 to 1 minus 1/2 y. And those are the limits on x for that integral. Now, how do I paint the whole region? Well, I start at y equals 0 and I paint with this line. Okay, I keep y increasing. I paint all the way across until I get up to the top here. That's this point where y is equal to 2. And so y goes from 0 to 2. So I have two different ways that I could compute the integral. They'll both give the same answer. Now, it's not always the case that both integrals are equally easy to do. In this case, they're about the same. In some cases, one direction is much harder to do first than the other.